So this is a little refresher on how to do long division. There's only 4 problems on your remediation page. So, excuse the bell. With that being said, I think we'll just look at number 4 here. I think that'll be enough examples for you. So reminder, 4th, 5th grade long division. There's a few steps to it, right? And the first step is we're going to divide. Oops, my pen doesn't want to work. So what's tricky about long division is you don't want to divide the whole thing, just the first terms. Then once we divide, we have an answer that we can then multiply. See how far off we are. We're going to subtract. And then once you're done doing those 3 steps over and over again, like you're going to run out of terms. Well, excuse me, I got to bring down terms first. Once you're done bringing down all the terms, then you got to come back and say, okay, I'm done. That means I have a remainder. And we'll also talk on number 4 about what that looks like when you have a remainder. So we're going to set up our long division problem 4th grade style. So we have x to the 3rd plus 9x squared plus 14x minus 1. And you're dividing that polynomial by the polynomial x plus 1. So I always encourage you guys to put parentheses around your divisor, except I would also encourage you to have good handwriting and not like Mrs. Abruzzo. Oh my goodness, switching colors on myself. Let's try that again. There we go. So first step to divide. You're going to take your lead term and divide it by the lead term of your divisor. So x to the 3rd divided by x to the 1st would leave you with x to the 2nd. And that's what you write up here. Because remember, the purpose of this question is to divide. So now we're going to multiply. This x squared gets distributed to both the x and the plus 1. So that becomes x to the 3rd plus x squared. So now we're going to see how far off we are by subtracting. Definitely use parentheses here. Your lead term should always cancel because you exactly divided them. And then 9x squared minus 1x squared would be an 8x squared. All right, you got a term to bring down, which means we're going to keep going. And now you have a suppressed polynomial. You have a smaller one here. This is your new lead term. So now you take the 8x squared and divide him by the 1x. And that leaves you with 8x. And it's a positive 8x, so up here I'm going to write down positive 8x. And now you repeat. So the 8x gets distributed in. So 8x times x plus 1 would be 8x squared plus 8x. Now we're going to see how far off we are by subtracting those. Lead terms should always cancel, and they do. And you end up with a 6x. Oh, good news. You have another term to bring down. So now we're dividing 6x minus 1 by the divisor. Alright, so 6x divided by this 1x leaves us with a positive 6. Oh boy, I think I'm going to run out of room here. So now the positive 6 gets distributed into the divisor, and you end up with 6x plus 6. Man, my tech is really slow today. Must be Monday. Alright, now we're subtracting. Lead terms cancel. Negative 1, careful, minus 6 is a negative 7. This guy right here is your remainder. There's no more terms. And it's okay to have remainders in polynomial long division. So your answer is this polynomial, this quotient up here. So x squared plus 8x plus 6. But the remainder is still stuck inside of the division question. So instead of saying plus negative 7, I'm just going to change that to a minus 7, who's still being divided by the x plus 1. And this is your full quotient with the remainder. Alright, so that was so much fun. I don't think I need to do any more for you. So I'll give you a little heads up, and you have the answer key on the back, but 1 and 2 don't have remainders, which is cool because that means you don't have the fraction thing at the end. 3 does have a remainder, so make sure you're aware of how to do all kinds of long division.